Keith, you broke the FCS record for most tackles for loss in a career of 72, yet you weren't picked on draft day. How tough was that for you, and how has it motivated you?
It was definitely difficult. Every child wants to hear that, or every kid, that's a dream of a kid, to hear the name on draft day. So mine wasn't called. I wasn't disappointed, but I wasn't surprised. And it's kind of it always stuck in the back of my mind. I never forget that feeling and what time it was when it happened. So it's definitely motivated me to be a better player, to study harder, to work harder, and control this, and to do whatever I can do and control as much as I can control to have an opportunity to make the 53-man roster.
What do you see as your biggest strengths and weaknesses, and how have you worked on your weaknesses?
My biggest strengths, I would say, is studying in preparation for the game, which is no surprise. It's probably the biggest aspect or the most important part, preparing mentally. And it's tough at times, but you just got to see it through. And areas I need to improve on are communication and body language as far as being on the field. As a rookie, it gets tough. When you make mistakes, you don't really want to make mistakes, and you just gotta forget about the previous play and move on to the next play.
One of the things that's been positive about you is your intensity. Where does that come from, and what are the types of things that you do to get yourself and others pumped up?
Oh, that's innate. Because I love the game so much, my passion for the game, it allows me to play that way. And I really can't say where it comes from. I just love to be on the field because it's a great opportunity to play a great game. And I think it's infectious. Once one guy gets pumped up, get amped, it shows in his play. And obviously I haven't had a great deal of opportunities to do that here because of being a rookie. You don't get many reps, but you thinking so much you focus on the wrong things. So once I get the defense down and I begin to get better in the reps, that passion will exude more and show more, and then I'll be able to play like I love playing.
You went from a 5'8" receiver your senior year of high school to now a 6'2", 240-pound linebacker in the NFL. How did you change your body, and was that the original plan coming out of high school?
It wasn't the plan at all. It was that was God. It was many nights of prayer. Lord, just let me get 4 more inches. So that wasn't me at all. I had nothing to do with that. It just happened, kind of happened overnight. As far as the weight gain, that was more so a mindset. Being a linebacker, of course, you have to stack on some pounds to battle with guards and tackles and whatnot. But as far as the height, I had nothing to do with that.
You have also said that the scheme that the Bills have is similar to the one you played in college. How is it similar?
Well, the 3-4 defense, I played on the edge, but here it's a different technique, different methodology, different way of teaching. So it's the same scheme, it's just it's different techniques, and that's probably been the most difficult part. Trying to adapt to a different way of teaching as far as techniques. So.
And are there things about this defense that that even some of the rookies and even veterans coming in don't know, or?
No, not really. Because the veterans, everything, football is football. It's just different terminologies, different ways to play things. And of course the veterans know more because they've been in the NFL longer. And as a rookie, everything is relative. I can relate it to my college defense, but it's not my college defense. So I have to learn this defense and then, make a reference to what I've done in the past.
You've developed a great relationship with linebackers coach Jim O'Neill during the combine. How did that help bring you to Buffalo?
It was one of the deciding factors in coming to Buffalo. We had a great conversation at the combine. I felt like at that point in time, it would have been a great fit for me. You know, right now we're just trying to work on our communication, working on our skills, so we can become better in the future.
How is Mike Penn as a defensive coordinator, and how's your relationship with him developed?
Coach Penn is a mastermind. He's really a genius, you know, with the things he can come up with, the different schemes, the different techniques that have been proven prosperous in the past with different teams, different players. It's been very successful. So we have a great relationship. So it's definitely positive. You know?
How much time do you spend in the film room, and how much faster does it make you compared to your 4.87 40 time?
If you can play without thinking, it makes you 10 times faster. If you know what you're doing, you have that confidence, it makes you 10 times faster. And that's where I've excelled at throughout my life. I've never been the fastest guy on the team, but I've always been the most prepared when it comes to knowledge and preparing for a defense. And as far as the film room, then the best thing they could have done was put the film on iPads. So you don't have to be actually be in the film room. You can take the iPad wherever you go, and you have it at hand. They made it that much more convenient for you. You know, so now I don't have to get a DVD and go back to my room or go to the coach's office just to watch film. I can watch it in my lap, wherever I am. So it's really at your disposal 24 hours a day.
Is there any current and/or former players that you try to emulate?
Well, I like to emulate all the greats. From Derrick Brooks to Deacon Jones to Lawrence Taylor to Ray Lewis. Currently Patrick Willis, John Beeson. A lot of guys who are proven leaders and successful in the league. You always want to, because they're at a level that you're striving to reach. They're doing something right. So it's never wrong, to emulate the guys who are the predecessors who came before you, because they're doing something right if they're at that level and you're striving to get to that level.
What have you seen out of Kiko Alonso at linebacker, and does he have the potential to be a leader for you guys at that position?
He does. He's very quiet, but he makes plays, and that speaks volumes. As long as you're making plays, you're accountable, and we can count on you on Sunday. So he flies around to the ball. He has great energy. Although he's quiet, his play speaks for itself. And it exudes. When he's running to the ball and he's making different plays.
And what have you seen out of Nigel Bradham, the second-year player?
Oh, Nigel Bradham, he's a very athletic guy. With how practice is running, nobody's really talking because everybody's tired of the fast-paced offense. Everybody's trying to catch their breath, and think about the next play. But he's a great athlete, a great guy. He's mild-tempered, mild-mannered, but he's a great player as well. And he's one of those guys. His motor is constantly running, always going, always finding him somewhere around the ball. He knows his job. He knows what he's supposed to do. So our interior guys are very accountable with Kiko and Nigel.
Where do you see yourself fitting in with this team as of right now?
As a Sam linebacker and a special teams player, I have to get my foot into the door and forge my way, because as an undrafted free agent, it's not easy to make the team. So you have to, wherever they put you, you have to pretty much force your way into the door. And that's the current situation I'm in right now.
Is there an undrafted guy that you look at in the past that really did well that you try and see their path and then say, I can do that?
A number of guys. Bart Scott, he was undrafted. Who else? I mean, it's a number of guys that were undrafted and went on to have great careers in the NFL. So any guy who took the route of undrafted free agency is a stand-up guy in my book, because it's definitely the road less traveled, because nobody wants to be an undrafted free agent, and anyone who tells you that they do want to be an undrafted free agent is lying to you. Just because it's the path of most resistance, and a lot of people don't want to take that path. But sometimes you just got to embrace the struggle. And that's my current situation, and that's what I have to deal with at this point in time. And I'm just got my head down to keep digging for every day.
All right, Keith. Well, thank you very much, and good luck to you.
Thank you.